All right, guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about Patrick Bet-David's reaction to the new bombshell Epstein message release, where basically the president was caught with his pants down, literally and figuratively here, in a number of pretty disturbing situations and email messages from Jeffrey Epstein, where Epstein basically, of course, accuses the president of knowing about his misconduct, to put it mildly. And of course, we have the allegations of Bubba, which is Bill Clinton, and a potential interaction between Trump and Bill, which you guys can look into that. And basically, I was curious, what is Patrick Bet-David going to say? Again, someone who says he's going to be a fair-minded guy, he's going to be very objective. How is he going to react to this bombshell Epstein file release, which basically puts the president of the United States front and center in a potential child pedophilia scandal and the cover-up? And his reaction, guys, is frankly absolutely pathetic. Okay, I don't know how else to put it. He basically covers it up. He doesn't even mention, I'm not joking, guys. We're going to show you the clips of this. He does not even mention the content of the emails directly discussing the president's actions. I'm not even joking. Again, the way they're positioning the entire conversation is, oh, Trump cut him off after 2004 at the golf course after Donald Trump saw what Epstein was doing with a young woman, and he basically cut him off. We literally know now, because of the emails, that's totally not true. It's completely untrue. In fact, Epstein even says in the emails he had Thanksgiving dinner with him in 2017. He had a meeting with Prince Andrew in 2019, just before he was arrested. And guys, whether you think Epstein is lying or not, you would think that's an important thing to mention to your audience of hundreds of thousands of people. But they don't even mention that. They don't even mention that. In fact, they basically just go in a diatribe saying, oh, Trump's obviously not guilty. He didn't do anything. And we don't know the facts. We don't know 100% what's true and what's not true, but the fact that they're just positioning it as, oh, of course, he's not guilty at all. He didn't do anything wrong. Could you imagine it was a Democrat, what they would be saying? Guys, I mean, it is completely insane, and it's so partisan hackery. It just is. It's so ridiculous, especially when these guys, they position themselves for years, guys, the Epstein files are super big. They're a huge, huge thing. Trump's going to bring everyone down. But meanwhile, he's covering it up. He's telling people to vote against the resolution. He just recently said, okay, guys, you got to go vote for it because, again, he knows he's going to lose it anyway. So once he realizes, okay, I'm going to lose this vote, I'm going to get on board. And who knows what they're doing? Is he going to cover up the files in some way? I'm very skeptical we're going to see any sort of major file release, but who knows? Especially when you see the administration even said there's no more files to be seen. And now there are files? How does that make any sense whatsoever? So let's just get right into the first clip here. We got two clips here of the PBD podcast just defending Trump and not even mentioning the content of the email, which is totally insane. So here's Patrick Bet-David defending Trump and basically his actions around this whole Epstein file dump. It's totally ridiculous, not even mentioning the content of the emails. Here's the clips and we'll talk about it in just a second. And by the way, guys, if you're enjoying the content, make sure to like and subscribe. It's super good for the algorithm and it helps the channel immensely. And if you want to become a member, hit the join button below. My Patreon is below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. And here's the clip, and we'll talk about it in just a minute.
Trump won't release the files.
Exactly.
That's always their accusation.
So
Trump won't do it, but nobody else appears to want it to go out either. And they don't want to vote, and that was the point Thomas Massey's making. Nobody wants to be on.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is what it comes down to. Joe Bliss just did a super chat right now. We rarely give shout-outs to super chats. Trump should have released the files from the beginning like he campaigned on. I don't think he campaigned on it. However, I do believe this could have been very easily solved if he would have done that. And quick shout-out to George. Hans Ben as well on listening to this with the FLBs. You'll say for it. And then Joe, much love to you as well. Appreciate you guys. But let me go back to this. So from the beginning, the more and more and more and more and more he kept trying to dodge this to not do it, it led to this. Now, it's released. It's going to move on. It's going to be done, right? So who has access to information if they could find out if anybody was involved with this or not? You remember Julian Assange? And do you remember
whatever Megyn Kelly wants to or what doesn't want to call him. I think this is what I think happened. Okay, they all had a relationship with this guy. Trump was never involved with anything with underage kids. What I heard, Pat, especially through Michael Wolff and all these people, is number one, the moment Donald Trump found out that Ghislaine Maxwell was recruiting girls from Mar-a-Lago to go and hook up with Epstein or all of his clients, he banned him. He finished him. And then on top of that, I found out that a big real estate business deal between Epstein and Trump went south because Trump is a business guy and Trump was going to win, Pat. That's where the relationship went south. In regard to releasing the files, I don't think it's ever going to happen because I feel, this is Vincent Oshana's opinion, not a lot, let's say a few of Trump's friends, Pat, are implicated in there.
Yeah.
But then him saying release them too, knowing the Democrats will never approve it because their main people, the Bill Clintons, the Bill Gates, all these guys, I feel are going to be on there. So if one goes down, the whole house goes down. So they can't do it. They can't. You're never gonna see it. But and we're gonna get into the other stuff later. But Jamie Raskin, just really fast, Pat. Federal prison staff at Ghislaine Maxwell's facility illegally accessed and leaked her privileged attorney-client emails to Representative Jamie Raskin, Democrat.
Okay, so again, notice how like the avenue and the angle they're taking here is, oh, like the first clip, you see Tom on the PBD podcast. He basically says, oh, Trump is being accused of covering up the files and not wanting it to be released. Well, that's exactly what's happening. He literally is calling out Republicans who are voting for it. That's why he turned against Marjorie Taylor Greene and is endorsing a primary challenger against her, because she is one of the staunchest people who are supporting releasing the Epstein files, as well as Thomas Massie. But again, Tom is making it seem like, oh, Trump, people make it seem like he doesn't want the files out. He literally does not. He's openly said this. And then he's saying, oh, the Democrats don't want it out either. Every single Democrat in the House is supportive of releasing the bill to release the Epstein files. So what he's saying there is just completely untrue. And then you have Patrick Bet-David say, oh, and notice how he's discussing it. It's all about the way he's handling the situation. Oh, he should release it. He's not handling it that well, but not discussing any of the content of the emails that are suggesting Trump's relationship with Epstein, which is far closer than anyone thought even possible before this recent drop. But he's not even discussing that. He doesn't even mention the contents to his audience, which is completely ridiculous. Okay. And again, the evidence that suggests otherwise. Again, they had Thanksgiving dinner, allegedly, according to these emails. They met a number of times. When Trump was president and after he was elected, he was super close to Trump confidants like Steve Bannon, for example. The fact that this is not even something you're going to mention to your audience is completely ridiculous. It's ridiculous. How on earth are you not going to tell your audience that? But again, their job, as Patrick Bet-David sees it, his goal here is clearly to defend Trump and his administration. The idea that you're not even going to mention that to your audience is utterly ridiculous. And the fact that you're not even going to mention the possibility that Trump could potentially be implicated, how is that even possible? I'm not even saying it's 100% certainty that Trump will be implicated and there'll be more evidence released, but to not even say something is it's dishonest. It's completely dishonest. And then we go to the next clip where we see Vinny basically saying, oh, nobody wants to go out here and release the files because it'll expose a lot of Democrats. Well, here's the thing. All the Democrats are supporting, at least in the House, they support releasing the Epstein files. So most Democrats, especially the voters, they don't care if people like Bill Clinton are implicated in this at all. They want to bring everyone down who's involved in this. The problem is the PBD people, they seem to think that, oh, it's only Democrats who are going to be exposed, not Republicans. It's only Trump's friends who could potentially be implicated. That might be why Trump doesn't want it out. They can't even fathom the possibility that Trump himself could be guilty in this. They don't mention the Israel angle at all. And again, of course, there's been a lot of reporting recently that the Israeli government has possibly have a lot of influence and ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Dropside News has done a number of good reporting on this recently. You could check that out, where they basically say Epstein was super close with a number of different people in the Israeli intelligence orbit, such as the former prime minister of Israel, Ehud Barak. But that's not even mentioned by the PBD podcast. It's all about, oh, they're handling it incorrect. Give me a break. How do you not even mention the possibility that the president of the United States could be implicated in this based on the recent email drop? They don't even discuss the possibility, even with the birthday letter he wrote to Epstein that was confirmed by the Wall Street Journal. They of course, they just say, oh, it's fake. It's probably not real. Again, the problem is, guys, with their hypocrisy is they just treat it completely differently because they support Trump. Again, this is a Democrat. That's the thing, guys. If this was a Democrat, imagine how differently they would be discussing this topic. It would be, oh, of course he's guilty, but it's a Republican and Trump who they really like, so they just frame the narrative completely differently. It's utter hypocrisy, okay? And for them to say that, for Patrick Bet-David to say, oh, he didn't campaign on this, are you kidding me? So now the idea is, oh, the administration didn't campaign on releasing the files. You got to be kidding me. I mean, if you are a sucker and you're going to believe that, I don't know what to tell you. The administration, everyone in the orbit, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, Pam Bondi, Donald Trump when he was asked about it, they all said they would release the Epstein files. But now they're not releasing it and they're obviously covering it up for whatever reason that might be. It's, oh, he actually didn't even campaign on it. They're doing cover for the administration. It's ridiculous. Give me a break, guys. I mean, it's so to say that they did not campaign on it is so dishonest. It's honestly hard to even fathom. Give me a break. And again, who knows what's going to come out of this in the end? But it's pretty clear that the president does not want the files out for whatever reason that might be. Give me a break. So that's what I got for you guys today. Let me know what you think about this. I just think it's so shameful for these guys to not even acknowledge the possibility the president could be guilty in some sort of way here. Just really disappointing to see. So that's what I got for you guys. Let me know what you think of this video. Again, make sure to like and subscribe. It's super good for the algorithm, and it helps the channel immensely. Let me know what you guys think. If you agree with me, disagree with me. I really appreciate all your guys' support. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you want to become a member, hit that join button below. My Patreon's below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys in a few days.